Hi, here's May, and here's the second part of painting Disney characters as Avatar: The Last Airbender benders. I'll talk about the personality of each of the characters and the outfit I chose for them, and also why I sorted them to this element and what element I generally think they would have in the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe. I'll also talk about which character from the Avatar: The Last Airbender universe they remind me of. Let's get started. The first one I drew this time was Jasmine from Aladdin. For her personality, she appears very confident and can also be stubborn and impulsive, but she's also very independent. As for her outfit, I chose mainly Korra's outfit. And she also does remind me of Korra a little bit. But I also kept these poofy arm things on her because in her original outfit she also has these things around her arms. So I thought, why not leave them there? I also kept her headpiece since I thought it would kind of fit in the Avatar style anyway. Instead of giving her a long ponytail like she has in the series, I decided to have her have a braid like Katara has in the beginning of the series. Now for the element I chose for her and why. As you can see, I chose water because she is very confident and can also be judgmental or critical, and she also reminds me of Katara a little bit. So for her MBTI personality type, she's an ESFP and Katara is an ESFJ, which they are only one letter off, so very similar. She's also a little bit like Suki, I think, who is an ESTP, so it's just one letter off as well. If she wasn't a waterbender, I would say she could also be a firebender, because sometimes she's really impulsive and can also be intense. And overall, I think Jasmine turned out as one of my favorite ones of all the benders I drew. I liked the pose and the outfit, but that's it for this one. Next up, we have Aladdin from the same movie, and he is kind of very similar to Jasmine, but for his personality he's more optimistic and also joyful. For his outfit, I gave him Aang's outfit when he was dressed as an earthbender, but I kept his little hat, and he's also not wearing shoes like he is in the movie, so I thought that would fit him well. As for his element, you can see that I put him as an earthbender because he seems like an easygoing and adaptable person. He also reminds me a little of Bolin, but after more thinking about it, he really reminds me of Kai from The Legend of Korra, and I would probably also see him as more of an airbender than an earthbender. And he also has a flying carpet instead of a flying bison, so in that part, it's already kind of similar. For his MBTI personality type, he's an ESFP, which is the same as Jasmine, which also makes sense because they are similar, but Kai is an ESTP, so he's one letter off, but I think Aladdin and Kai are kind of very similar. They both can also be a little mischievous. For the next character, we actually have a DreamWorks character. We have Higgs, and the reason I included him, and I'll also include one more DreamWorks character. I often see these characters also be a part of the animated characters fandom related stuff in edits or even in fan fictions. I often find them together, some Disney and DreamWorks characters, and I used to read these Big 4 or Big 5 fan fictions when I was younger, which is always Elsa, Rapunzel, Jack Frost, Hicks, and Merida. Some of them were really good, some of them not so much, but they are some of the more popular characters, so that's why I also included them. For Hicks, his personality is he's rather reserved and intelligent, but he's also very dedicated and compassionate. And as you can see, for his outfit, I simply picked Aang's outfit, not much there to change or something. I chose air as his element, but after thinking about it more, I think he would rather be an earthbender, so yeah, I would kind of switch Aladdin and Hicks, because Hicks is more of a logically grounded or focused person, while Aladdin is also more of an imaginative person, I think. Hicks also rather focuses on wisdom than freedom, while with Aladdin it's the other way around. As for his personality type, I have him as an INTP. If you watched my first video, you know that Milo from Atlantis is also an INTP, and I also made him an airbender, so yeah, they have some similarities, but I still think Hicks would probably also be an earthbender. Another person he's kind of similar to and from the Avatar universe would be then Sokka. He's just not as extroverted, definitely, so he doesn't really make that many jokes and doesn't talk as much to other people. But Sokka's an ENTP and he's an INTP, so yeah, they're also similar. And they're both thinking type. Thinking is just, it's more related to earthbending than airbending, but you can't really put a definition on it. All of this is just my opinion, and you can feel free to share what your thoughts are about this. After Hicks, we have Merida. Oftentimes in those old fan fictions, Merida would be shipped with Hicks or Hiccup. I'm always calling him Hicks because I'm from Germany and there we call him Hicks, and I know he's called Hiccup, but I kind of always forget to do that. But oftentimes it was like, the ship name was, I think, Mary Cup or something. I have to say I don't ship them because I think just Astrid and Hiccup are together in the movie, and to me they also belong together. Let's go to just talking about Merida. For her personality, she's obviously very, very bold and courageous. She can also be reckless and stubborn and also impulsive, so she's a very, very strong character. For her outfit, I picked Aang's firebender outfit and added a belt. I also kept her hair open because I know that Merida would want her hair to be open probably. For her element, I think she's definitely fire. She has all the attributes I would consider most fitting of firebenders, which are strong-willed, ambitious, independent, competitive. She can also be aggressive and impatient. When I imagine Merida fighting, I would definitely see her attack her opponent directly and using her powers, which is the main focus of firebending. It's focusing on power and attacking and not really defending, while for water it's, for example, the element of defense, so that's the opposite of it. For characters she reminds me of, there are actually a lot of characters she reminds me of. For one, it's Suki, but she's more intense as well, a little bit like Jasmine. She also is more intense than Suki. And for her personality type, she's an ESTP or an ESFP, I'm not really sure, so I researched the personality database, which is a great website to me, where you can find the ratings, and wasn't really too sure, but ESFP is the personality type of Jasmine. They are kind of a lot alike, and ESTP would be Suki's personality type. There are also some similarities. And then for ESFP, it's also Korra's personality type, so I didn't mention this when I was talking about Jasmine, but yeah, that's probably also why I kind of think Jasmine reminds me of Korra, what Merida does as well. Then, who's also kind of similar, just because of the, I don't know, badass energy, I think it's Toph, and Toph is an ISTP, and if Merida was an ESTP, that would also just be one letter off, and if Merida wasn't a firebender, I think she would probably be an earthbender, but I think firebender really fits her. But she would probably get along with Toph very well. Lastly, I'm gonna talk about Moana, and her and Merida I find are kind of similar in just how they act. And for her personality, she's very fearless and confident and also self-reliant. I don't think she's still different from Merida, but if I had to pick another Disney character that's a lot like Moana, I think it would be Merida or maybe Kida. For her outfit, I wasn't sure if her hair should be open or in a bun. I picked the bun in the end, and I chose Korra's shirt and outfit, but I also added some bandage things which kind of fit her outfit in the movie. I just think it kind of fits her overall style. For her personality type, I found that she was an ENFJ. Katara is an ESFJ, and Katara and Moana are kind of a lot alike. I can definitely see there are similarities there. As you can see, for her element, I picked water, since she's also very empathetic and can be sensitive, but also critical, and yeah, she generally reminds me of Korra and Katara. She's similar to Merida, but she's also a little less aggressive, but that's why I still put her as water or even firebender, if not waterbender. But if you just go from the movie, I think waterbender makes also a lot of sense. He has this special connection to the water there, but if she was in the Avatar universe, of course there wouldn't be this connection. That's what I think about Moana in the Avatar universe. That's it for this video with the characters I drew. This time we had 2 waterbenders, 1 firebender, 1 earthbender and 1 airbender, kind of good balance. And if you think differently about the characters or just have some other thoughts on the personality types or the elements they would be, or even the design and outfits I drew for them, feel free to leave them in the comments below. I hope you enjoyed this video. I always think it's fun to imagine what these characters would be like in different universes, so just connecting different fandoms together is always a lot of fun to me. After this, I still have 2 parts and 10 characters I'm gonna talk about in 2 other videos. If you like this one, you can also check those out, and also part 1. But I hope you enjoyed the video, and I hope you have a great day. Goodbye.